Hey, what is up guys, it's Rob. Hope you're doing really good out there. So today I'm going to be checking out the brand new Octaver pedal from Sonicake. So this is one of the newest, if not the newest pedal in the Sonicake range. It's an Octaver pedal, like I said. I've been quite fortunate over the past few months, well, years now, that Sonicake have sent me quite a few different pedals to try out, and some of them have even ended up on my pedal board, which I take with me all the time to gigs and everything like that, because they're actually really, really good. So when they asked me to test out the Octaver pedal, I jumped at the chance like always, because I love testing out new pedals and different effects and tones and things like that. And the reason that I really wanted to try an Octaver pedal is because it's not something I've ever really played with before. For the sort of music that I listen to and I play a lot on the guitar, an Octaver sort of effect isn't really something that I would reach for quite commonly. So it was something a little bit different, and that's what attracted me to want to actually test out this pedal. So thanks to Sonicake for sending it to me. When I think of Octaver sort of effects, I actually more think of bands like Deep Purple and things like that, and when you kind of blend that guitar with another octave underneath it, it kind of reminds me of that sound that you get when you mix like a guitar with an organ, like the keyboard from Deep Purple mixed in with the guitar, like, you know, John Lord and Richie Blackmore put together. That's the sort of thing that comes to mind for this sort of effect anyway. And I don't really imagine that this is great for a lot of shreddy style guitar and things like that. I assume it's just there to thicken up a riff or make a riff sound a little bit wider, a little bit bigger. So that's kind of what I imagine with this sort of pedal. It's very simple in its design and operation. There is just one big turny dial on the front, which is basically just the dry and wet signal of your overall guitar signal, that is. And then on one side we have a dial for 1 octave, and then on the other side we have a dial for 2 octaves. So I believe anyway, not fully tested this out yet, that we can have a 1 octave lower as well as our original guitar signal, as well as a 2 octave lower, or maybe switch between them. It might get a little bit muddy if you're trying to do everything all at once, so we'll have a look at that in a little bit. It just takes a 9-volt power supply on the back, and there's obviously the big on-off switch there on the front. And that is all there is to it, so let's plug it in and give it a test. So here we go, I've got the Octaver pedal all plugged in, ready to go. I'm going to keep this demo really simple. I've got my Gibson SG guitar plugged straight into the Octaver pedal, plugged straight into my laptop right in front of me, and I'm just using a stock preset for a guitar tone, and I'll show you what that sounds like in a little bit. So the only effect that you're going to hear, other than a little bit of reverb, which is on the preset already, is obviously the Octaver pedal. So first things first, this makes no difference to the pedal. It's just the fact that my guitar is currently in half-step tuning, so I'm in E flat. That's just because that's what I play in live, and I used this at a gig last night, so I've not tuned it back up to standard. But I thought, you know what, let's leave it. Let's see what it sounds like in half-step anyway. So I'm recording right now, and this is what it sounds like with everything off on the pedal. Not much. There's a little bit of a fuzz there, which is just trying to kick in with some signal, but the main dial, like I said, is the dry wet, and the main dial, the big white one in the middle, that's the one which controls the overall sound that you're getting from the guitar. So everything is still off, but if I turn that main dial up when I play a chord, you'll hear it start to kick in. So for this video, I'm just going to keep the main dial all the way up, which is going to give me my guitar tone. So here's a little bit more of what the guitar sounds like by itself with the preset. So what I'll do first is like I said, keep the main dial up, and this is the Octave 1, the 1 octave pedal, or dial even. I'm going to turn that all the way up. So now, what you just heard a second ago turns into this. Sounds great. Sounds like an Octaver pedal. Sounds like exactly what I would want it to sound like. Can you see what I mean, by the way? Like I said earlier, it just totally sounds like that Deep Purple kind of sound. That's exactly what this tone sounds like to me, and I'm actually having quite a lot of fun jamming some more Deep Purple kind of stuff and some more rock and roll stuff. But yeah, I think it sounds great with the Octaver 1, so let's try the Octaver 2. Okay, so with this one, I'm noticing straight away that if it's 2 octaves below what I'm currently playing in, that's going to be quite a low sort of sound, and maybe even getting into the territory of too low to really hear too clearly, if that makes any sense, because I'm hearing it, but it's very quiet compared to the main one, and it's on full. So the 2 octave one is very subtle, and that might be a good thing, you know, you can have it all the way up, and it's just kind of adding a little bit more depth to your main tone. The higher I get up the fretboard, the less I'm hearing it. So when I'm really up here, I don't know if you can tell by like how this sounds. Hopefully it's coming out on the recording and the video and everything like that, but the higher I get up the fretboard, playing some leads, some bends, I'm struggling to hear it there, whereas here, it's subtly there. Not as obvious as the Octaver 1, which I will put back on. So that's all the way off on 2, and this is number 1 all the way up now. So yeah, octave 1 or 1 octave, that's really noticeable and really kind of almost a 50-50 split, probably a 50-50 split between your main sound and the effect as well. Whereas the 2 octave thing is there, but it's very subtle, and you kind of lose it as you get higher up the fretboard. That's what I'm finding anyway. Why don't we try everything on full? I don't know how this is going to sound. So now this is 1 octave and 2 octave up full. Again, it just sounds a little bit thicker. It just sounds like there's an Octaver pedal, but it sounds like there's quite a lot on that one. Is there much difference between that and the 2 octave taken off as well? Everything on full, and this is me then turning the 2 octave off. Okay, I think there is. I think taking the 2 octave off and just having the 1 up full as well as the main dial is this. Now I'll turn everything up full. Maybe I've misunderstood a little bit, and maybe to hear the 2 octave, you need the 1 octave on as well, everything up full. So maybe just having the 2 octave up by itself doesn't really make any sound difference. It makes a little bit, but not much. So this is just the 2 by itself. And this is the 1 and 2 all the way up full. And I'm still on the high side of the fretboard, so yeah, maybe that's the case. But yeah, overall, I'm really liking the sound of this. It's cool. It's kind of giving me the like that organ sort of vibe, that old sort of 60s, 70s rock vibe. I'm really enjoying it. But I'm finding, if I'm being completely honest, it's only good for riffs and lead guitar playing. As soon as you play any sort of chord, it doesn't sound great. When you kind of play more than one note at the same time, you get a bit of a clash. So that's the main thing I've found so far just by jamming with this pedal, that it's great for riffs, but not so great for chords and that sort of thing, something to keep in mind. So there you go guys, there is a brand new Octaver pedal from Sonicake. I want to thank Sonicake one more time for sending me this pedal to test out. Like I said, it's just something a little bit different, not something that I probably would have gone to straight away, or you know, it's not something that's found its way into my playing much over the years, or the whole time I've been playing really. So it was fun to test out and have another little side to my playing and maybe see what a different effect and a different sound would do for my overall inspiration, and seeing what I come up with, that sort of thing. Because if you have the same sound all of the time, you're probably going to sound the same all the time, if that makes any sense. So every now and again, it's good to change things up a little bit. I think that this is really cool, and I'm hoping to get a lot more use out of it in the future when I kind of maybe find a better fit for it in terms of my playing, or maybe I could do a cover or anything like that that needs this sort of tone, and now I'm well equipped if that's ever the case. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think of an Octaver pedal? Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give it a thumbs up, click the like button. Like I said, leave me a comment, just let me know any thoughts, anything like that. Thanks again to Sonicake. Thanks again for watching this video. If you're new to my channel, then please subscribe. I make lots of different guitar related videos, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. So thanks for watching.